Is there real discrimination in Mexico? As we see through the history of Mexico, the discrimination always has been existed. In many circumstances, in many ways, the people in the country, we are class concessions. What does it mean that we are racist? We discriminate the people just for who are, if they're native, if they're short, if they're fat, if they're skinny, if there has any tattoos on it. So in our Mexico people, Mexico society, there's a lot of discrimination around a lot of taboos. This kind of discrimination to the body of the people is watching in very different places, like school, work, and sometimes even home. We see the discrimination. Why discrimination cannot be eradicated? That's a good question, isn't it? Why people still doing these practices even though they try to avoid it? Discrimination is one of the most popular topics, and it is because it's one of the worst practices, and that's in our society. When we speak about discrimination, the first image that comes to our head is being pushed away, like uh, excluding someone, and make someone uncomfortable about their bodies or something else. But the real discrimination comes in different ways, as we know: verbal abuse, physical abuse, psychological abuse, etc. But the really we can see this anywhere. Seriously, anywhere we can see a lot of discrimination. As I said, in school, in work, even when you're walking to the street, someone yell at you like you're fat, you're skinny, you're short, whatever. So one of the examples that is common in our country is when someone with tattoos is denied for work in a place just for their physical appearance. Like, just doesn't make any sense if you're tattooed. Like, what does have to be? What does has to see if I work? If I'm a good employee or I'm not a good employee? That it's just something that don't make sense. It's don't make sense. You know, discrimination in this country is very persistent. But which shall be which one shall be the solution for the discrimination? Well, it's not that simple because there's been a lot of programs, there's been a lot of social conscious about stop being discrimination, stop being bullying, you know. But the people don't even care about it. Like they are just like constantly like being abused, being bullying, and all that. Another problem with discrimination is that one generated in a lot of places. Some enterprises do not have high level persons who are black or native, and they are never open to these people coming. We see this a lot. Some schools do not accept persons with disabilities, and they generated problems with the development of these persons. These are just two of more examples, but this kind of problem happen every day. This is the cause of much delay in the population. Nelson Mandela said once, "No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than its upside." Nelson Mandela. I don't remember the year exactly, but that's what he said. Um, and this brings me to discrimination should not be a practice that is still in our society. The solution to this problem is to educate the people and make more social conscious, and in schools that's the principal way to change the way to their thoughts. Like in school, we need to improve more programs, more activities where we can include everyone as we are. We are just a person and we are the same person. This only be able if the government, the schools, and the parents put a lot of effort in eradicate this problem. Maybe if all of us put a little more effort and start to pay more attention to this, sorry, to this, maybe just like we'll be able to eradicate discrimination. But if we don't know, we're going to see this change only when the pig flies. So thank you, and I really hope, I really wish that discrimination in Mexico stops. It is a big problem in our society, in our actual society. Um, so I wish someday this stops.